Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm going to share to you about what we are doing in Swaziland as a community system program that is, I believe it is more sustainable. They've already introduced me. I'm born, bred and buttered in Swaziland. So I hope you will be able to just take a little visit with me to down Swaziland in Southern Africa. I'm going to look at the background. We'll try and look at the impact and the challenges and the future or scaling up of the program. Just to give you a little bit of the background, in Swaziland, healthcare is every human's basic need and right, but then we have challenges. Most people do not have micro or medical health insurance, especially in the rural areas. Those who have it, probably it's about 30% or so of people in town who are in the formal sector. So here I'm going to be sharing to you about what we are trying to do in the informal sector in the rural areas. We have an increased prevalence of illnesses and loss of significant proportions of the population. Retrenchments also are increasing, especially as you all know that there is an economic crisis. And Swaziland also has challenges with HIV and AIDS. Therefore, the cost of healthcare is quite high. And so in order for us to improve access to the healthcare, we established this project that I'm going to be sharing to you about, which is called, it's a community managed microfinance project, which is popularly known as ASCAS, standing for Accumulated Savings and Credit Associations. And there was need, therefore, to sort of come up with these groups so that at the end of the day, they are in a position to make money or income to be able to improve their simple livelihoods or basic needs and improve their nutritional status as well. I think I've already given you a little bit of reasons why then do we have ASCAS groups. There's decreased production. We've experienced drought for over 10 years, and there's therefore loss of labor, and there's loss of agricultural knowledge, practices, and skills. We've had increased consumption of health services due to HIV, AIDS-related illnesses, and then in the eastern part of the country, which is right next to Mozambique, we have challenges of malaria as well. Savings have declined at household level. And this project that I'm going to be sharing to you about is specifically trying to concentrate more on household level than at community level, because we all know we come from different households, and if all households are well taken care of, then the community automatically would have an improved life or standard. Women are more vulnerable, as you can see that one. At least that one, she's not carrying a baby at the back. Some of them you find they're pregnant like that, and then there's also a baby at the back. Just for you to understand the target group that we are dealing with people that most of them are destitute. They lack any means of subsistence. And as World Vision, we've got different sectors. We have our emergency and humanitarian department, which is giving food aid. Skills training comes in through this program that I'm doing, and through the HIV and AIDS and health unit, and through any other sector that we have within World Vision. Whilst we are giving them skills, then we introduced what we call cash transfers, and then we also assist them to be in a position to get productive assets for them to be able at least to climb up the economic ladder. I'm happy to say that some of the people that we've started with from stage 1, they are now in stage 5. They are not so poor. You find very good testimonies, but because of time, I'm not going to be able to show you some of the documentaries that we have tried to collect, which has got very wonderful testimonies of the people. In World Vision, we've got an economic development framework, and I will concentrate more on the subsidized programs as compared to the MFI or microfinance institutions. Most of you, I'm sure you are familiar with microfinance institutions, but today I'm going to talk to you about what we are doing at economic assistance level, which is more at, I would say, at primary level, and then the microfinance is more like a secondary level. So then, as I told you earlier on here, that I deal with destitute people who sometimes do not even have the basic literacy skills. So we try to push them up to the stage number 5. When they are in stage number 5, then they can come and join a microfinance institution. In an ASCAS group, it's mandatory savings. They meet, they can become like 5 to 10 members. We don't encourage members to be more than 10. So they meet and they do savings weekly or monthly as according to their economic muscle. They put in their money together in a cycle of 6 to 12 months. Then they share the money together. And as you can see, there is a box right next to that bag which has got 3 locks. That is used to keep their social fund. I'll talk about it just now. We have 4 different types of funds that the saving schemes or the ASCAS groups are saving. The first one is the business fund or productive fund. That one is money that they save together and loan amongst the members at an interest of about 10% or more, depending on the different locations. And then they use that money purely for business purposes. And then for the social fund, they save that money, keep it in that box, which you have seen with 3 locks, and 3 different members keep different keys. And then in case of any social emergency, they run to that box and get the money. They would give you either to go to the nearest health center or clinic, or to bury your dead relative, or for any personal, social emergencies. As well as whilst they are saving with the social fund, they then save money together or pull their different offering or money, we call it offering, and they save it for orphans and vulnerable children. That is called an OVC fund. At the end of the year or at the end of the cycle, they take care of 1 or 2 children as well at community level. And then the sustainability fund is purely for business development activities. For instance, we have the CCCs, as you have seen, the community care coalitions. We also have child protection committees. So for instance, if a child reports to a child protection committee member that he or she has been raped or has been abused, that committee member has to take the child to the nearest clinic, police station, and everywhere. They would need bus fare. So instead of them struggling, and just sitting at community level and not doing anything about it, they quickly get money from the sustainability fund to be able to move around. It also serves, for different types of economic development activities at the community level. We have a 5-finger strategy. I've been talking to you about ASCAS, which is falling under the microfinance finger. And then under the microfinance finger as well, we have started introducing at a smaller scale social fund microinsurance and burial insurance schemes. And then we have the finger number 2, which is access to markets. As we work with them, they produce. So they would take their products to the trade fairs. They're beginning to introduce different market days. They sell nutritional foods and make money. Under access to technology, we ensure that they at least have productive assets and household assets. Under the know-how finger, it is more on training, business development services, and different skills training. And then under information, we hold like periodic forums where you invite different people to come and talk about small, medium, and entrepreneurial activities. And then the process basically is simpler like that. We normally want to set indicators, so we start with a simple baseline survey. There's training, there's talking with the different leaders at community level. Just for you to see, we are currently in 168 communities. We have 1142 registered groups, 8,707 females, 746 men, And between January and May, they have saved 118 US dollars. And under the productive fund, they have 134,000. Under the social fund, they have about 15,000. And then, as you can see, there's increased income at household level, and therefore they're able to meet their basic needs. They're able to go to the nearest clinic for any treatment. Even spiritually and emotionally, the stress levels, they somehow go down, and therefore there's improved health and livelihoods. As you can see, some of the pictures there, that lady bought herself a water tank after the sharing out, and now she has access to clean water. That man bought a cow, and they have dairy milk for consumption at household level and also for selling. That lady there has a small little vegetable garden, and these are some of the impacts, as you can see. Unfortunately, because of time, I won't read all of them. And challenges we have seen is, as I told you, most of the people are destitute. Some of them, they do not have identity documents, so we need to help them. Some of them are very vulnerable. The geographical locations, it's quite far for them to go to the nearest clinic. And when it comes to issues of access to markets, you find that they need to brand and package their products, make it look more, clean and have the right quality. And those are some of the challenges. Our future, therefore, we want to continue to reinforce the five-finger strategy, upscale long-term sustainable strategy of empowering HIV and AIDS affected and infected people at household level, and then introduce the market days in all the communities, because for now we have them in few communities, and then ensure that we continue with the monitoring and evaluation of the project. I think that is the end of my presentation.